I decided that I'm going to do my fish and my okra, and I'm going to do a peach and plum cobbler for y'all. It's a stone. This is stone fruit, so I'm going to do a gluten-free, sugar-free peach and plum cobbler for y'all. But if I tried to do all that in one video, it was going to be too long. So I'm going to make another video where I'm doing the fish, and y'all have seen me do the okra. And I've already got it seasoned, so all I got to do is put it in the oven and let it cook. But I am going to come back and show you how I do the fish and how I do my cobbler on another video. So I'm going to end this one now, and when it gets closer to lunch, then I'll make another video with my fish and my cobbler.
So that video will follow this one immediately.
It will follow this one, and I'll have part 1 and part 2.
So they can see it.
So you can tell that they go together. So I love y'all, and please share and subscribe to my channel, and I will be back with y'all in just a little bit.
So is this the second half of the fish meal video? Okay.
And I'm spraying my pan real good, and I just got Aldi's Carolina spray. That's what I use. It's the cheapest. Now, on these bigger fish, what I'm going to do today is I'm going to come over the pan. Right, I'm turning the light on. I'm going to cut them right down like that on each side of this backbone right here. And you have to have a pretty sharp knife to do that. Now the small ones, well, I'll do those too because they'll get more seasoning in it, and they'll get a little bit of batter in it. So I'm just cutting them down beside the backbone. This was Roy's idea. He said, honey, why don't we cut them down that backbone, and that way it'll get more seasoning, and we can get more batter in it. So that's what we're doing. You see how much I'm cutting it about that much. Plus they will cook quicker. Oops. I've already salted them. I salted them this morning. When I cook fish, I always salt my fish and let them sit for a couple of hours and let some of that salt get down in them. Let's see. Okay. There's a couple of real small ones on here. I'm not going to cut like this. I'm getting water in my pan, but that's all right.
And we prefer our fish with the skin on it.
I'm not going to do this one, but
rather than fillets.
It's so it's small, so I'm not going to cut it. And this one is small. I'm not going to cut it. And that one is small. As you can see, the small ones like this, I'm not going to cut because they would dry out while the others are cooking. All right. Now, I've just got 2 eggs right here and a little bit of water, and I beat them real good. And there was an eggshell. So I just roll my, and this is pure corn meal. Plain cornmeal. No leveling agents, no anything. Just plain cornmeal. Oh, shoot.
I was going to ask,
All
but
right.
I said maybe I better not.
Shoot.
You didn't season down in your cut fish.
I salted them, but I'm going to put some seasoning on them.
Now, what is that
Why
seasoning?
Why didn't you remind me?
I was debating. I didn't want to get my head knocked off.
This is what we call balance. We used to own a restaurant back in the 80s and 90s, and we came up with this seasoning, and people loved it. We put it on seafood. We put it on steaks.
Vegetables?
Yeah, vegetables. And so people loved it. And so I'm going to season my fish with a little bit of this. You know what? I'm going to put it in here. It'll stick better if I put it in here than it will on my... And I can't tell you, that's probably a teaspoon, but I'm still going to put a little bit. And I'm going to open my fish up where you saw me cut it, and I'm going to put a little bit. Now, this doesn't have, it has garlic powder, and it has a little bit of salt, but not much salt. So I'm going to leave this hand free, and I'm going to batter my fish. That one just won't, you can have that one, honey. It won't have the seasoning.
You're kidding. You are so mean.
Well, you like the little ones anyway.
I do.
I like the big ones because they have more meat on them. So, and all.
We used to call, well, a lot smaller than that, but when I was a child, we used to go to the little creeks and catch the, what we call red eyes. It's little sunfish. And they were no bigger than 2 fingers. And we would clean those, and our mother would cook them. And we call them French fried fish. But she cooked them till they were so crisp that you could you could eat the whole bone, tail,
Mama used to do
everything.
That too.
And that's some of the best fish to me that you
Yeah.
can cook.
They were like French fried
Those
fish.
little red
almost.
eyes, French fried.
Yep. All right. Should have got a bigger, these are big fish. I should have got a bigger pan for these big ones.
I was going to tell you a while ago, when you're calling those little fish that you've got there little, that's as big as I ever caught.
Well, when they go to Florida, they catch some of these big ones.
Oh, they catch big ones.
And
when they
our
go
son-in-law,
fishing anywhere.
Philip, he has a pond, and you catch some big ones out of his. You catch bass. I don't think he's got any catfish in there, does he, honey?
A few.
But
White perch.
brim, white
Yeah.
perch, just some of the best fish you'll ever put in your mouth. These are good, but those out of his pond, oh my, they are wonderful. So I'm just going, you see how I'm doing this, so I'm just going to keep battering these fish, and when I get them ready to go in the oven, I've got my oven on 350 because I've already got my okra crisp in there. So I'm just going to keep seasoning.
And y'all saw how to do okra crisp in a previous video.
Yeah. The one from last Friday.
But you basically just slice them open and season each side and bake them till they're good and crisp. You don't have to make them too crisp. But.
Now I did put salt and pepper in my meal, in my cornmeal right here. So.
Well, unless you're on a salt-free diet, fish and salt just sort of
Go
migrate
together.
to each other, don't
Yep, they do. All right, I'm trying to place these in here so I can get them all. Let me wash my hands, baby.
they? Did you want to cut off, or did you want to keep going?
No, you go ahead and cut it off, and then when I get them all in the pan. I'll-
Okay, we'll save the viewer a few.
Yeah.
Grandmama, this is looking good.
Okay, now, what I'm going to do, I have got a little sprayer here with, this one's avocado oil. I've got one with avocado oil and olive oil that I use in my air fryer. So what I'm going to do, so these will, so this coating will cook good. I'm just going to spray these with some of this avocado oil because I don't want that coating to be dry.
You could do this with any oil you want to.
Yeah, you can use.
She just has it already in the spray jar.
Yeah, you can use corn oil. You can use. You can even use some of this spray over here, non-stick spray, I guess. But I want to make sure that it's that the coating is not dry. Some of my cornmeal was splashing out, and it may look like a lot, but it's not.
And you can get a spray bottle like this, not necessarily like this, but one that you can use for this kind of
Yeah.
treatment.
All
Because
right.
sometimes you might want to do this to put it in your air fryer. Now, we don't have a big enough air fryer to cook a lot of fish at one time, so
No,
she
we
uses
don't.
the oven. But if you were just cooking 2 pieces of fish, you could have put these in the air fryer, small air
Okay.
fryer.
I thought I had my oven on, but I didn't. So I did just turn it on. And I'm going to cook them on 350, so it's probably going to take 30 minutes. I'll see. And my okra was not cooking, and I thought it was cooking, so.
What dessert are you going to serve with this? Your vegetables going to be okra and slaw?
Yes.
Okay.
My stone fruit is peaches and plums, and I did cut up an apple in there. And I'm going to cook this down. And matter of fact, I'm going to start it right now. I'm going to cook it down. I'm going to put spices in it. I'm going to make a cornstarch and a little cornstarch, mix it with a little water and my sugar. And I'm going to cook it on the stove until these get almost done. And then I will put a topping on it and put it in the oven. But I can't put it in the oven right now because of the, if my oven is full. So, but I'll show you this in a few minutes.
This is going to be a basically keto cobbler.
Yes, it will. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, except for the cornstarch.
It's going to have a cornstarch is keto.
Oh, it is? Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Sorry.
So, yes, it'll have a crumble topping on it. So,
Okay. Good.
I'll be back in just a little bit.
Man, that looks good already. Okay, back to the baked fish meal.
Okay. I have cooked my peaches, my plums, and my apple until they've gotten tender. Can you see in there, honey?
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm fixing to add, this is a 4th cup of erythritol, and it is a 3rd cup of monk fruit golden. I don't have my package, but I always label my jars. So it's monk fruit golden. It's like light brown sugar. So I'm going to put that in there. And stir it up good. And I'm going to put we like cinnamon. So I'm putting a 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon in our fruit. Because I always put a little bit in my peach cobbler or apple. I always put it in my apple cobblers, but we also like it in this cobbler. So, and I'm going to put, this is 1 tablespoon of cornstarch that I have put some water in it and dissolved it. And this is going to be this is going to thicken this up some. And so, and then while this is coming up to while that cornstarch is thickening, I have got here some pancakes that I made for breakfast. And I didn't want this topping to be real sweet. So I ground up 2 of the pancakes.
Now they're keto
These
pancakes.
are keto pancakes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So I ground up 2 of them, and to that, this is going to be my topping. Now, I've never tried it. I'm going to see how it turns out. And right here, I've got a 1/3 cup of almond flour, and I've got a 4th cup of the monk fruit golden, like I put in the fruit. Now I'm going to stir this up. And this is going to be my topping. My fruit is going to be real sweet, but I didn't want my topping to be real sweet. So that's the reason I added the pancakes to it, to just give it a little bit more texture and cut some of that sweetness. So I'm just going to crumble it up real good. Now I'm not putting butter in this because the pancakes had butter on them from breakfast, and the pancakes are more moist than the flour or whatever that you would put in here. So it's got, see, it's sticking together. It's got plenty of moisture in it. So I'm going to wash my hands. And my fruit is thickening. And I made room in my oven for this. I put my okra on the bottom shelf. So, and I don't think this bowl I got over here is gonna be big enough, honey. Let me get another one.
You might notice she likes colorful dishes. She has a lot of Pioneer Woman dishes
I
too,
want to taste of this.
but she
to make
collects
sure.
colorful dishes.
Oh, that's good. It's not so sweet. You can taste the fruit that's in it. That's delicious. But I think I'm going to add a little bit more of the brown sugar monk fruit. Just a tablespoon. Because your topping is not going to be real sweet like it usually is. So, okay, I'm going to turn that off. And I'm going to put my fruit in my pan. Now that is delicious. I'm going to taste of it again. That is really good. All right, I'm going to just crumble my little topping over the top. Now, you cannot say this is low carb because of the fruit, but you can say it's gluten-free and sugar-free. So, even though the pancakes I put in here are keto, the whole dish is not low carb because, and for those of you who are on low carb or keto,
It is reduced carb though.
it is reduced carb, and it's gluten free and sugar free. So, and a lot of people are just gluten free and sugar free. So, I'm going to put this in my oven.
We accidentally referred to it as keto on the previous segment.
Yes, we did.
But to be honest, we don't stay on the keto diet. We actually are on a segue to health and happiness culture, food culture. And this is a perfectly good example for food that we can eat on that. In fact, most everything that we show you is designed to teach you that without even talking about it.
Right.
But eventually we're going to teach you that and what it means. But in the first place, we said, well, the best thing to just show people that they can eat good,
Eat healthy.
and it be delicious. So on Rose's food culture, she can have fruit and still lose or maintain
Because
weight.
I've told y'all before, I'm not on a keto, I'm not on a low carb, I'm on a healthy lifestyle.
It's a healthy food culture created by
But I have none of the five
By a
whites,
doctor.
and I don't have no sugar. So, but as soon as some of this gets ready, I'll come back with y'all and show you what it looks like.
Okay, Grandmama. Let's get these fish out.
All right.
Wow. Southern
Baked.
country baked fish.
All right. Now I did put them on low broil to brown them some because they were done, but they weren't as brown as we wanted them. So I did put them on low broil, and it took them about 5 minutes.
Just don't walk away.
No, you have to stand here. All right, which fish you want, baby?
Oh,
This one?
that one will be fine.
Okay. Let's see. Oh, the fins got a little dark, but that's all right.
That's the way I like them.
Uh-oh, that one stuck to the pan, honey. Let's get another one. Let's get this one. There we go. I didn't have enough oil underneath that one. Let me turn it around like that. Okay.
Wow.
We have our okra crisp, and if y'all haven't made those and you love okra, you go back to my video where I do the okra crisp, and I'm telling you, they are so good. I just been standing here eating them.
We got friends and family that eat them as snacks all the time, take them to work.
We
to
use
eat.
them like French fries.
Yeah,
Like today, instead of French fries, we're having okra crisp.
and you can cook them as brown as you like. That's the way Rose likes it right there. I would probably brown it a little more, but that's fine.
All right, I'm going to take the camera, honey. You go over to the table.
All right, and we haven't shown the dessert.
Oh, this is my cobbler
Oh,
right there.
my.
Isn't that pretty? Sugar-free, gluten-free. Okay, baby. Get your plate, and we going to the table. I'm going to make you stand here and eat it. Do you want ketchup with your fish?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Oh, this shirt, just keep standing. Crumbs, bait, and tackle. Our grandson, or our family, Jenny's family, just went to Florida, Alligator Point, Panacea, and they have a little bait and tackle shop there, and we always stop every year. And you can go ahead and sit down, baby. But that's the shirt that they brought Roy back yesterday.
Well, we kept Evan, their dog.
Yeah, for a week. So they brought Roy back this shirt and brought me a pretty nightgown. So, okay, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to watch you taste of this, baby.
Thank you,
Now-
Lord, for this food. It really looks good, honey.
Now, we always say our blessing before we eat.
We do.
Before we eat a whole meal. So,
All right. You want me to taste of the fish first?
I do. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's hot now, honey. It's real hot. Tell me how you like that seasoning. Is it good?
That's good.
Let me show you. I'm gonna show you
That's good.
the texture of the fish. It's well done.
Mm-hmm.
Pull it back. Yeah, see that how flaky it is? So, okay.
I don't have to eat the bones, do I?
No, that's our southern baked
Oh.
fish meal today.
Here's the way you're supposed to start eating southern
Yeah, that's
fried
the
fish.
way. That's the way you eat them right there. You don't eat them with a fork. You pick them up and you eat your fins, you eat your tail,
Oh, yeah.
and then you pick your meat off the bone.
Oh, yeah.
So, all right. Well,
That's delicious.
that's good, and it turned out well. So, if you this is just an alternative to frying your fish. You can have baked southern fish. So, we love y'all, and we hope you enjoy this video. Follow us on Facebook, subscribe on YouTube, and please comment and please share the video.
Now, in our food culture, we can have fried fish. But if you're on a diet, and you haven't come back down to earth yet to live, then you may not be able to have fried fish. But our diet.
And you don't
we
have
can.
to put the coating on it. You can do it without the coating. So, but I'm gonna put lemon juice on my fish because I love lemon juice on baked fish. So, when I start to eat mine, I'm gonna put lemon juice on it. So we love y'all, and we'll see y'all next time. I'm fixing to eat also, and join Roy. Bye.